And let's come down here. And so to give us a little room at the bottom here. Okay, we're getting there. All right, I'm going to come over here and I'm just going to make those cuts for the arms. It gives it such better personality to have these cuts right here for our arms. I'm going to do the same here. And we're going to do the same here. Okay. This is a little big, so we're going to take away from that. And do a little bit right in here. So we are getting good. It's getting to the point. So now we would assume necessarily we want to come to the middle here underneath the neck and draw like a little across like that, and that's going to go around that's his collar. It's going to go around the figure from one side to another, in which case make a cut, remove the wood from there, make a cut, a light cut, and you remove the wood from there. And then you slowly begin to just cut around. I know it's hard to see, I'm sorry. Cut around this area here and bring it all the way like a collar around, just like this. Best thing on my videos is to, and I will tell you this right now, on most of my videos, enlarge, hit the enlarge button, and you on YouTube, the little thing at the right hand side, and you'll go straight into the work. When I'm working with these little figures, I don't get the camera up too close because I know that you can enlarge it and you'll be right on top of what I'm doing, in other words. So use that feature. See what I'm saying? So easy to break off things. My knife slipped a little bit and it went too deep in there, which is telling me, look, don't put so much pressure. Let's just we're going to go back in the thing again. Okay. And let's just go down with our, no, let's not do that. I'm sorry. Let's come across like this and like this, like down. It's sort of a C shape right there. And we're going to come here and go down like this. And then from this side, we're going to cut it and let it stand out, okay? And then we'll do it again. We'll just to get it. And let's make a big cut right there. And let's take that away. All right. Let's cut this a little bit. For the coat, usually they have people wearing a scarf, but people don't wear scarves that much anymore. I remember at one time scarves used to be a real big thing, but people just don't wear scarves as much anymore. I could have made him with a scarf. You know, snowman wear scarves. Anybody that makes their snowmans has a scarf on them. Most people don't wear scarves. One time scarves were very, very big. Everybody wore them. You know, wore them up around the neck area. But I just don't think they're all that much anymore. And I'm going to go ahead and make another line right here where that can be sort of a hem on the coat. But you see how light all this has to be? You really have to be careful that you're not see how I'm just scraping things? All right. And let's kind of come down here with this. And let's bring this down a little bit. There we go. And that would be the hem of the, bring that down just. Okay. Now let's go over here and go ahead and make the cuts for the pants and the shoes to separate them. And we're doing that as we make the cuts for the shoes. This has got to be very, very careful, folks. That's why I say about miniatures. When you get into miniatures, you really have to be careful how small you get. And this is just a little over 2 inches tall, like 2.5. And a half an inch might seem a lot, but it's not. See that little piece broke right there on that arm? That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's so easy. You really have to be careful. Of course, I took care of that, but you really have to be careful what you're doing. Now, since that broke, I need to go ahead and come a little bit deeper with this thing here. Because that was showed it, but and since that broke also, I'm just adding that in there to that. I want to take a little bit more off the back, just a little bit more off the back right here. All right. Now, we're going to get to the head. And this is another thing. When you get into the head, you really have to know what you're doing. You cannot in any way, you have to be careful you'll break things and you'll have issues. Now, because of his hat, I'm not going to give him any eyes. It's not necessary to give him any eyes. The hat will be kind of over the eyes a little bit. So, let me recut that a little bit. Okay. So, we have our hat here, and I want to take a little bit more off this top of the hat a little in the back here to give it a little bit more room. It's got too much on the front, not any on the back. As I'm taking off, the head kind of sinks at an angle, but that's not a big worry. Now, what we want to do is to come down here. First of all, let's go ahead and from the front, let's go ahead on each side, start removing wood to the middle, okay? We're moving it this way and this way to kind of make our point issue. There we go. There we go. See that, how it comes to kind of a point up here? All right, now what we want to do now is come over the hat and we want to run a line right down here where our ear will be. Okay, and then we separate the face from the hair there and the ear and all that other stuff. Just right like that. We come to the other side and we do the same. Make a cut here and you come from the inside of the face and you remove that right there. Okay. All right. And let's make a little angle cut right there. So there you go. There you are. Okay. Now, I'm going to come over here. I'm just going to draw a little C where my ears are going to be. And I make that little cut there. And I come behind the hair and I remove that wood in there so that the ear will stand out. Now the ear is way too big right now. All right. This is our ear. Now it's too big, but we're just going to make a little cut, a little flat plane cut in there. Where our ear is. And then we're going to cut across here like that. And then we just bring that ear down. We shape it just a little bit. Come around the back. Shape it just a little bit. And you see how you got to get that knife in some tight places And you don't want to have a dull knife when you do that. You want your knife to be sharp. Let's do the same over here. Make a little C. And make the little cut there, and then come back here and work on with just barely. I just dragged that knife. I just dragged the knife. There's the hair back here. Okay. All right. Now let's doing our attention. Those are a little bit too sticking out too much. There we go. What I do is I just go around, you know. Now, let's establish our little nose here. And you almost establish the nose to be a factor by bringing this all up together again. And you just take your nose and you put it right here. And you go, and then you have to be you really have to know how much pressure to put on the knife when you do the nose, because you are in dangerous territory there when you do it. I just come down like that. Okay, and the nose is just underneath the hat. So there's your little nose. There's your nose. Now, next we need to go ahead and put our mouth in there. And what we want to do is we want to go ahead and get up underneath that nose and make it stand out a little bit. Okay. Now, you make a little cut on this side of the face. These are our age lines. And you make a little cut on this side of the face and go from the inside. And then you drag that knife to give you more, see? Give you more, oops. You drag that knife through here from the cut, the edge, so that there you go. You do the same here. There we go. And there's our little deal there. I'm taking a little stuff off here. So there's our, and you want to kind of come up underneath that nose and make that, well, see that? Those are our little age cuts. Now all I want to do for the mouth is just cut across, because basically he's not real happy. He's just sitting So all we need to do is make it just a little mouth cut across there. Here we are. Bring this down just a little bit. Let this ride. And there you go. You got your little man. Let's get my V-tool, my little V-tool. Let's see. This is for the hair. And gonna come down. All right. Now I know it's a small figure and it's very, very hard to see. Do this with a V-tool a little bit in here. And then come up a little bit right in here. Okay. Now we've got our little figure. There's no eyes in this. There are no eyes. We're just gonna, the hat's gonna be over it. All right, I'm going to take the V-tool